Hello, this is the Progressive Cynic, and today I will be talking about the terribly unjust situation where a teacher raped a student and got 30 days in jail for it. Now, Charisse Morales was a 14-year-old freshman in a Montana high school when her teacher, Stacy Rambold, 49, coerced her into a sexual relationship. This relationship lasted for several months and ended with extreme trauma for Morales and Rambold getting arrested for 3 counts of unconsensual sexual contact with a child. Now, unfortunately, while this was at trial, Morales killed herself due to a combination of the trauma of the rape and bullying that ensued in the aftermath. This led Rambold to be let off with a deferred prosecution agreement, where he was enrolled in a sex offender treatment program, stripped of his job, and he avoided all jail time. Now, Rambold was in this program for a while when it was found out that he had violated the terms of this agreement and had unlawful contact with minors. This violated the plea deal and put him back in court in front of a judge determining what his sentence will be. Unfortunately, Judge Todd Bow of Montana's 13th District was the judge in question who decided this case, and this judge decided it would be an appropriate sentence to give Rambold 15 years, but he deferred all but 31 days of this sentence, which means it will never be served. It's just on the books. It doesn't actually affect the guy's life. And he gave Rambold 1 day credit for time served while awaiting this hearing. This ended up with Rambold serving 30 days in prison for his rape of his student, which led to her suicide. This is a ridiculous situation, and it illustrates several things about our criminal justice system, as well as the culture of rape in the United States. First of all, this judge, Bow, who is now up for re-election, and anyone in his district, I would suggest voting for a potted plant over this man. It's ridiculous that he's still on the bench after this. Never mind trying to get another term in office. This judge is either too dumb to be in a position of power over anyone, or he has some unfathomable understanding of the law. If you rape a child, you should not get 30 days in jail. 30 years, perhaps, but it's an infuriating situation. Now, his legal reasoning as to why he gave this sentence is unknown at this point, but he did give several quotes to explain what he did or why he did what he did. The first one was, he said that Charisse appeared to be older than her chronological age. This is simply him saying, well, yeah, she's kind of attractive to me, and I don't know what I would do if I were in that teacher's situation. I might have done exactly what he did. The second thing is, he said that Charisse was as much in control of the situation as her teacher. This is shockingly stupid, particularly considering the fact that Charisse was so out of control that she ended up killing herself as a direct result of the trauma of this situation. That does not happen when someone has a consensual sexual relationship. Beyond this, a 14-year-old cannot give consent under the law to anything. And the idea that because the girl looks, or under no circumstances can a 14-year-old consent to sex, and a 49-year-old teacher, no less, has no right trying to coerce such a young person into a sexual relationship. In short, the book should be thrown at this guy, but unfortunately, they ran into Bow, and it wasn't even a slap on the wrist that the guy got. It was, he basically got out of jail free. This situation is both tragic and indicative of a much, much larger problem. In the United States, Rape has become a crime where the victim is on trial in many cases. As we saw with the victim in this case, people are always looking for ways to blame her or him in some cases, and try to take responsibility away from the actual perpetrator. This is absolutely unfair, particularly in cases where minors are the ones who are being victimized. It's not just cases involving statutory rape where we see this, but in any situation where there's structural power differences between two people. One perfect example would be the military, where higher-ranking men were abusing women who were lower rank. Once the women would come forward, they would be kicked out because they would be seen as mentally unstable or not following the chain of command, or just to sweep their stories under the rug and hide the problem. This problem is not isolated simply to one student being victimized by one absolute bastard of a predatory teacher. It's a larger cultural phenomenon where we blame the victim and go out of our way to try to find justifications for the bad acts of predators. This must stop, and we need to look at these situations the way that they actually are. Predatory individuals taking advantage of anyone who is under their power, and people who are deserving of very long prison sentences. I mean, it's shocking that a man like this could get 30 days in jail, even in our current culture, which coddles rapists. I don't think it's the start of some sort of pattern where rapists are going to go free, but it is certainly foreboding of a very, very bad issue that is festering beneath the surface of the United States justice system. Thank you. This has been The Progressive Cynic, and I hope that anyone who is in Montana who is watching this takes this into account next time you hear about a judge being voted into office. It might be this joker, and I would strongly suggest that you register to vote, or if you're already registered, just go down to the polling place and vote this guy out of office. It really doesn't matter who you vote in opposition to him. Just don't vote for this guy, please. Thank you.